While half of you is saying that Jeff Bezos just dedicated $10 billion purely to hide it from taxes, and another half thinks we're doomed because of the coronavirus, I'm here to talk to you about sustainability and venture capital. So I did my research on sustainability and investment in it, and I spoke with several amazing people that are investing capital in green tech companies, clean tech companies, and all the transformative companies out there. This video is gonna give you insights of what's gonna happen in the next couple years. So are we doomed? Is VC gonna react to the global change issues? I'm gonna answer in this episode. Small bonus at the end of this video for startups looking for impact investment. I'm your host, Anastasia Green, and while we're still alive on this planet, subscribe and give a like to this video. Well, before coronavirus hit us, we saw the world literally burning. Fires in Australia damaged massive amounts of forest and wildlife. At the same time, VC investment focus went on marketplaces, software, social media, and advertisement. But is it going to be in this next decade? Union Square Ventures partner Albert Weiner in the beginning of this year stated, "As we start a new decade, it is worth examining our investment thesis. We continue to be convinced that our current focus on broadening access to knowledge, capital, and well-being will help us surface promising opportunities. There is, however, also a clear realization that none of this will matter too much if the world succumbs to the climate crisis." So why is the hustle, some of us will say? If I look outside, I see blue sky and palm trees, well, at least in Los Angeles. I'm not sure if you're in Khabarovsk. But the problems of the last decade can't be ignored anymore. Last 10 years, we invested in interconnectivity and global knowledge. Now, it's time to focus on what's presently hitting us. 4 out of 9 planetary boundaries were crossed as a result of human activity. What does it all even mean? So the 9 boundaries were invented to understand what are the conditions we need for humanity to safely live on planet Earth. We have 4 out of 9 already crossed, and about 3 of them we haven't calculated yet. The only thing we can learn from that we already reached and passed critical pinpoint in our history. So what we all can do about it? There are different camps. There are those activists that are proactively talking and trying to empower and bring attention through a negative message to this problem. And there are those that are trying to be more empowering and educating around this problem and bringing solutions to the action. In my opinion, we should be selling sustainability like Elon Musk does. Tesla was never a sustainability car, it was always a sexy car. Even though Tesla is a zero-emission car as any other brand that is releasing electric vehicles, but at the same time, Tesla is extremely beautifully designed, has great user experience, and it's sold as anything else. Elon Musk is using best principles of marketing to sell us clean cars. Another great project I would like to bring your attention to is Countdown, started by TED. The mission of Countdown, that you can find at countdown.ted.com, is to unite corporations, government, individuals, and even social media bloggers around the problem of the global climate change. And finally, the change in the VC strategy. The more I meet with my fellow investors and entrepreneurs, almost every conversation ends with the need for impact investments. This year I started from the powerful letter to CEOs from Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. Larry says that climate risk is the investment risk. In the letter, Larry Fink empowers every CEO of the portfolio companies and the future potential investments to take climate change as the center of their strategy. Every government, company, and shareholder must confront climate change. Considering the fact that BlackRock manages $7.4 trillion, this statement gonna impact a lot of businesses. Recently, I had an interview with the director of Lassie Accelerator in LA. Here's what he said.
Well, I can tell you, 2 years ago, no one would take my calls. A year ago, they would take my calls, but then they said, give me a few minutes. The last 3 months, we've been having inbound calls. I've been seeing a lot of different companies focus on clean tech, like Sequoia. They just announced a new fund. Chris Sacca, who used to have lowercase capital, now has lower carbon capital. And so more and more traditional funds are getting into it. And again, I believe because the market is changing. I believe because it's becoming front and center in this political campaign. It's becoming kind of the dinner table conversation, the modern day Americans and people all over the globe. And they're seeing the issues with it as well. So I think, but the only caveat I think though is that there's going to be a need for different types of models for investment. The reason I give you that is people keep talking about patient capital, and that's probably the need for clean tech, and I don't think so. I don't think you just need patient capital, but I look at things like revenue share, the revenue share model. That's a new type of model I've been seeing, like firms like NDVC has taken up, and I think that might be appropriate from some type of technologies and some type of companies in the clean tech sector. So I think that's an idea. I'm a former banker, so I believe in venture debt. I believe venture debt is going to make a comeback for some founders, especially founders who have hard assets. And so, I think that's going to be key for the next generation of investments in clean tech.
If you're looking for impact investments, feel free to reach out to us at coalition.co, and we will try to connect you to the best accelerators and venture funds looking to invest in you. Investment environment finally looking positive for the companies trying to solve climate change issues this year and next decade. I would love to connect with fellow investors and entrepreneurs working on these issues. It was Anastasia Green, New Leaders Show. Click that subscribe button and see you next time.